The Proverbs makes the wise wiser, and it makes the primitive knowledgeable and increases the knowledge of the knowledgeable. Proverbs is something which deepens a man's way of thinking. My name is Kwame, Frimpong, Manso, Adakabre. I'm an Akan, precisely an Ashanti. I've been a linguist to my family head for the past 30 years. I want to remain a footprint for the younger generation to study. I was very fortunate to have parents to train me in tradition and custom, the Akan tradition and custom. It is the chief who chooses the one he wants to use as a linguist. Your fluency in the dialect and how you apply the proverbs. You know, some people apply the proverb without knowing their meaning. At times, you will cite a proverb which will turn to be an insult to those people who are sitting with you there. So if you go to the chief's palace, you have to be cautious about the proverbs that you are going to cite. If you misapply them, you'll be fined and punished. Practically, Proverbs is mainly applied by the chiefs. So mostly it is used at the chief's palace. The chiefs are the custodians of the Akan Proverbs. Every proverb has a meaning. In the Akan, we say, "Akoda bongwa na omwa chichidie." The child breaks the shell of a snail, but not that of a tortoise. Because the shell of the tortoise is hard to crack. And being an infant, you cannot crack it. But that of the snail is more softer to crack. It is very easy to crack. The meaning of this proverb is that you have to do your things according to your capacity. If you want to establish a business, look at your financial base. If you can do it big or small, it depends on your finance. That is the proverb, "Akoda bongwa na omwa chichidie." The child breaks the shell of a snail, but not that of a tortoise. Itiomu esum. If you translate it, the Englishman will say, the barrel of the gun is always dark. Somebody who is mad. His brain set is not good to discuss or think about anything. You can't plan anything with a lunatic because the mindset is not there. Fefe nefe inti na oba tumrika or son enofo na nyese enofo no ebetia 20, which means it is because of the beauty. That is why the African woman holds her breast when she's running, but not because the breast is going to fall. You see, someone may threaten you, your business or your interest, but for the sake of peace, you try to tolerate that person. It doesn't mean you fear that person. It doesn't mean you cannot hold that person. But for the sake of peace, you just entertain that person. Yes, that's what they say. Fefe ne fe. Inti no ba tumrika or son no fu. Yes, no fu no ebetiato. Yes. It is because of the beauty of the African woman. That is why she holds her breast when she's running, not because the breast is going to fall. Obi nim chumwa ne samampashie so. No one knows where chumwa and samampa shares their boundary. A third person might not know the inner secret of a married couple. You can never know their finances. Maybe they have a quarrel. You may not know the root cause of that quarrel. They will not tell you unless one of them wish to let you know. Kotongo anoma. The crab doesn't break forth a bed. The crab produces its kind, which is also a crab, but not a bed. What is in your blood is what you pass on to your children. This proverb says, which means cheap things are not good. If you get something cheap, it will not take you anywhere. Se ekanwa ne achechidie nko a ankatu ntoda. Had it been the wish of the snail and the tortoise, there wouldn't have been a gunshot in this world. Those who are knowledgeable always thinks ahead and always tries to preserve peace. Those who are knowledgeable. We have some people who may wear all sort of degrees, but they are not knowledgeable. And we have some people too whom people sees them as an ordinary, but those people are more knowledgeable. It takes much time for them to prove their anger, and those people always tries to preserve peace. Se ano patria esene anamon. Literally, it says a slip tongue damages more than a slip foot. Those who are not able to control their tongue can create havoc. They can create war. They can create something dangerous which can affect an entire nation. So we need to control our tongue. Obin ton sen shirane tamfo. Literally, it means you don't pour libation to bless your enemy. You don't buy guns for your enemy who is trying to get you killed. So always you need to be cautious about your enemy. Edwabeba ifri anopa. The signs of a good market or a market boom starts in the morning. You can tell of someone's behavior by his first action. You can tell his character by his first action. To tell you, this man may be a good man. This man, no, I fear his ways. Obi numa droma oyarefo, which means you don't take medication to heal another person. It takes the one who is sick to take his or her own medication for healing. You don't do it for that person. So there are some responsibilities you don't expect someone to do for you. Neither can you also do it for another person. Akoko bidie nim adechie nanso otie free oninano. The hen knows of the new day, yet it listens to the announcement from the cockerel. The child is knowledgeable, but yet it takes the elderly to train the mind of the child. He who climbs the good tree gets a push. The one who has started something good always attracts helpers to come to his or her aid. At the mercy of the wind, the smoke has no power. The wind can blow the smoke to any direction it wants. The stranger has no strength on a strange land. Nokware di etuo. Truthfulness draws you closer to death. At times, if you try to speak the truth boldly, it will end your life. That is why, if you get to some positions in government, they will tell you to take an oath of secrecy. An oath of secrecy. Because there are some things you don't have to make it known to the general public. And if you try, if you dare, you don't take care, you end your life. Sadia sekantie Sara na bohansotie. The shape of the sword is the same shape of the scabbard which contains the sword. An animal gives forth to an animal, and a human being gives forth to a human being. So, if you call yourself a human being, you have to behave as a human being. Aboa serwa hwe ne kese ho na wanyono ni buo. The silver bird weaves its nest according to its size. It's just a small bird. So if you see the nest also looks smaller. Do what you can do, but not what pleases somebody. Ano da ho kwa ekeka nsem. An idle mouth gossips. Those who are sitting idle always commits crime. Osansa fa dia or the chiraman sign. Na nchira se ne se onokwarefo ade yo emma watamfo nyaw. For the sake of transparency, the hawk always displays what is in its claws. Anybody who is truthful doesn't hide his works. It is the wish of the bottle. That is why the rope is wound around its neck. It is you who has given yourself up to your enemies to get you. This one, we have it, the same proverb in the English language, which says, an iron sharpens iron. If you think you are strong, someone may be stronger than you. If you are forbidden to take a fish out of that river, you don't keep your fishing net in the river. What you have been warned of, you don't play with it. Obi etifi enso ye obi anafo. Your north is somebody's south. The thing that you see as new may be an older thing to another person. Abosma kutrese intemiye brebrenso ye. It is the chameleon which claims that to be faster is good and to be slow is also good. whatever you are doing in good faith is good. Wusum brodia sumkwadu. If you take good care of the plantain, give the same attention to the banana. Because maybe there is a famine ahead of you. If you are considering somebody whom you see as a good person or a righteous person, please give the same attention to the one you see as a sinner. Because maybe that person will be useful to you another day. Abodrese beto enintonwi. The long beard came to meet the eyebrow. Though the beard is longer, the beard came to meet the eyebrow. The king came to meet the parent. It is the parent who gave birth to the king. No matter the level that you go, you have to give respect to the elderly. Bedetia mayiye any sumnaso. If somebody helps you, try to be grateful to that person. Obin ton na akoko bidie kwa. You don't sell your fowl for nothing. In the Akan adage, if we talk about akoko bidie, you know our fowls, they lay their own eggs and hatch them. So if you have the bad fowl, it always try to break its eggs. So the reproduction cycle of that hen may not be okay. You just pick it up and sell it without problem. I don't think somebody would take his valuable property to sell. There is no action without cause. Ebidida ebiachi. Someone is behind another. Position has no limit. The ote formula nsuro ahwease. He that is down needs fear no fall. If you know you have finished your task and that task has been executed properly, you don't think about problems. Oba oni bema ene ebono eyi achia. It is the vulnerable who is always cheated. You can cheat somebody today and go scot-free. But the next day, the person who will come your way might be stronger than you. Okotre nkodi meko, ema mfifiri nkofiri aponchirani. Those who commit offense carries their own punishment. Obosuma one obetena ena ochire onachiwade. Someone who really wants to cooperate with you tells you what he likes and what he dislikes, so that the friendship can move on well. Obomofo din bata osono namho. The hunter's name is always connected to the meat of the elephant. Everybody's name and his doings affects his or her relatives. In the Akan society, if you do something which pleases the general public, they will ask of your parents, whose child is this? They will mention, oh, this is a child of Frimpong Manso Adakabre. My name then is attached to my child's name. Whatever you are doing, know that the effect will spread on your relatives. Awon tiaka, your beauty doesn't pay your debt. If you are beautiful, it doesn't earn you a place in society, but the character. Adidie mumpo wo dansie. Manso nti ade bi ahia ahyenso anase dansie. In order to avoid litigations, whatever you do, you have to do it in the presence of 1 or 2 people for them to act as witnesses. To mediate a honeho, it takes moderation to handle power. You don't have to be too firm. In the same vein, you don't have to be too loose. Tikro nkwajina. This proverb has been woven into many symbols in the Akan tradition. We have its cloth, we have its linguistic staff at the chief's palace. When it comes to a collective decision making, they will use that staff to tell the entire people that he is getting up with his elders to go and decide on the verdict of that case. Otu edu bone a ebika wano de odi bone no ewie no bone nti eni bone achi. If you think evil, you always get evil. Those who think evil always falls into calamity. Obofo ba enhwere boa. Those who are industrious, they always leaves a legacy. Etiotoa isibemabo. It is the men who normally goes to war. There are some duties which are mainly reserved for men, and others are also reserved for women. Aba na ho emakraman kadipa. You don't allow the stick to lie idle for a dog to bite you. If you have money, you don't keep the money and end up dying because of just a minor ailment. Obrekuo su anadwoa yechi. In society, every position has its do's and don'ts. You are a bank manager. The fact that you are a bank manager doesn't earn you a ticket to be an extravagant person. The money there is not yours. Because we have freedom of movement, we have freedom of speech, we have all sort of freedoms. That doesn't allow you to walk on the street naked. You have a limit. Anafranaku, metweme ho bode ase ama odwenini awa hinasa. There is a plant called anafranaku, which can be located on the plantain plantations. It is poisonous to the sheep. So whenever the sheep taste it, it will die. And the plant says it will quit for the sheep's reproduction system to work better. Somebody is playing a good role in society, but people are ungrateful to that person. For the sake of that, that person wishes to abdicate his position. For those who are talking against his position, to come and take it. And afranaku, metwem ho body ase, amudwan awe hinasa. Osutie ye chen aforebo. This proverb is in the Bible. To be obedient is better than sacrifice. Sika fre moja, the rich man, is loved by each and everyone. But the poor man is ignored at any point that he happens to be. We have a kente cloth, christened sikafre moja. Shrema netritrinum. It is the whistling which compels you to sing. There are certain things you don't have to get closer to. Because by getting closer to those things will draw you into it. If you see danger ahead of you, don't go near it. Abewua na nsakwan etua. In the Akan society, we have people who taps the palm wine. They have a pipe linking the tree to the pot which contains the wine. It takes some weeks. Then the palm tree stops giving out its liquid. At that point in time, the Akan will say, Abeno ewu. The tree is dead because the fluid is not coming again. So the tree is dead. So they say, Abewua na nsakwan etua. When the palm tree dies, the drink doesn't flow again. In your youthful age, whatever you can do, do it well. Try to preserve your income very well. The things that you can do now, you may not be able to do them again. Because there will be a time the strength will leave you. If you are not able to take good care of what you earned in your youthful age, in your last days, if you are somebody whose pocket is empty, it means life will be unbearable for you. So don't allow the palm tree to die before you think of preserving the palm wine. Kofie ene ne yire fuofie nyina ya bekoro nsa. Kofie is the man, afuofie is the wife. Their ways and manners are the same. In the same vein, you can happen to be in the midst of a group of people. What one of them will tell you, if you go to any of them, that person will tell you the same thing. So if they are bad, if their manners are bad, all of them are bad. If their manners is acceptable, all of them, they have the same character. Obi nto akoko bi de emo nkobon wo obi krum. No one works for another person to enjoy the fruits of his labor. Abrabo nye bona anka akoko emo toma. It is not easy for someone to make it in life. That is why some people are rich and others are poor. If you see somebody who is suffering, don't mistake that person to be a useless somebody. If you see somebody who is well-to-do, don't mistake that person to be another thing. Akoda nim dwane na onim sie. You can run, but you can't hide. It isn't easy to hide. You see some people wearing longer fingernails just to scratch where they are itching. Yes. So people keep money somewhere. They keep their monies at the bank. Other people also put up some structures, not for the sake of enjoyment, but awaiting future hardships. On the Nifompo one in Kaida, there is remembrance for each and every one on this earth, whether good or bad. So what no one saw, and I cheer war. We greet the one who has extended a handshaking hand. If you smile, the one you smiled at will also smile back. If you hit him, that person will also hit you back. So your actions attract the same action. When a friend in far before choir say, the blind doesn't get angry in the heart of the forest. You have to give respect to whoever happens to help you. So dinner and ayebo, beside the name that your parents gave you, your actions also creates a name for you. That is why you see someone calling another person a drunkard. That name was created by the person himself. And the name that you create for yourself is the name that people will use to call you. If you are a boxer, people will address you by that name. If you are a thief, people will address you by that name. Obi ose obra owuo sana osompafine. Instead of taking you to heaven, the one who promised you heaven is rather taking you to hell. All the promises that you may hear in your ears, few of them will be true. So you don't have to live by promises.
It's your medicine.